Good morning, online students. Am I audible? Am I audible, students? Okay. So now let's start the discussion. I hope in the previous class we already completed the CSV files and the part of what CSV file as well as JSON file also completed. And today we are going to talk about working with OS-based operations, working with OS-based operations, and with files and folders. That is what I'm going to discuss. Very easy. So I'm going to talk about working with OS-based operations with files and folders. So as you know that what OS will do for you. Come on. So we know already. Come on, first. We know that OS is one of the resource allocation manager, which I said already in the beginning days, is one of the resource allocation manager and resource deallocation manager. Resource allocation and deallocation manager. Deallocation manager. So what are the resources you know already, students? Resource component is called what? RAM. You know, RAM. Come on, next is called what you know, secondary memory. This is known as what you know, hard disk. Next is called processor, which is known as a CPU. Keyboard that is known as input output devices, or simply I will write input output devices. Input output devices. So input output devices. So here I'm going to take about it. We know that OS is one of the resources allocation and deallocation manager, and during the program execution, that's perfect. But what about the another point of it? For example, along with that, what you can do extra with OS from your side. This is what OS provides for you. With OS, what you can do. See, students, as I used to say, suppose I want to create a folder. To create a folder, what are you doing? Simply right click. Even a layman can go for what? New. And then what? Folder. So you can click on folder. So there it is, a folder is created, which name is called KVR. And when I click new folder, behind that there is a piece of code is written. Who is creating that folder? With help of OS only I'm creating, correct? With the help of OS only I'm creating a folder. So how do you create a folder that I want to write it with a Python code? Not only that, see that this is a KVR here. I'll go to show more options. I will say rename. I'll say rename. So I'm going to write it something like row sum. I'm writing it. So it is a renamed. For renaming is concerned, a piece of code is written. Again, I will say right click here. I say more options here. More options. I say delete. To delete a folder, some piece of code was there, right or not? So how do you do this type of operations? So I think with the OS, I'm going to conclude it. With the OS, we can perform the following operations. We can perform the following operations. So don't take much time. What is the first operation? Number one, create a folder. Create a folder. Create a folder. Second one, I'm going to talk about it. Create a folder. Second one is called what? Another one I want to go for it. Create a folder. Second one I'm going to take up. Next, another one is going to be there. Delete a folder. Delete a folder. Delete a folder. Next, fourth one is available here. Create a folder. One folder is created at a time. So, but my intention is one folder you can create at a time. There is no doubt in that. My intention is I want to create a folder name called what? India. Inside the India folder, I want to create one more folder called what? TS Telangana State. Inside the Telangana State folder, I want to create one more thing called what? HYD folder. HYD folder. Inside the HYD folder, I want to create what? AMPT, Amirpet folder I want to create. This is known as what? Folders hierarchy we can call. Folders hierarchy. How to create multiple folders at a time. How to create multiple folders at a time. That is known as what? Folders hierarchy, how to create it. Folders hierarchy, how to create it. Folders hierarchy. How to create folders hierarchy. Simple. So I'm going to talk about it. What? Create folders hierarchy. Folders hierarchy. HIERAR. Folders hierarchy. Next is called such a folders hierarchy. I want to delete it. So I'm going to write it. Delete folders hierarchy. One folder at a time deleting is different. Folder hierarchy deleting is different. That is about creating folder. Creating folders hierarchy. Delete a folder. Deleting folders hierarchy. Next is called what? I'm going to write it. Remove a file name. Remove a file name. Remove the file name. Right. What do you mean by folder and file? I will give you. Sixth one I'm going to talk about it. Rename a folder. Rename a folder or file name. Rename a folder or file name, whatever it is. Seventh one is called what? Listing the files. Listing the files in where? Folder. Listing the files in folder. These are the operations we can create with what? OS. So to work with the above operations, to work with the above operations, we use to work with the above operations, we use a predefined module called predefined module called OS. What is the module name? OS. So this module will contain functions for creating a folder. Any operation you want to do it, student, compulsory there is one type of function is available. That function name we are going to take up. So let us start how to create a folder. Shall we start? Right now, open the notes. Online students, start. Write a Python program. Write a Python program which will create a folder. Which will create a folder. Which will create a folder. Write a Python program which will create a folder. Now, first of all, you must know what is the difference between node point. What is the difference between? It's also one regularly asking question. What is the difference between folder and file? Can anybody can answer it? Folder and file name. Can anybody can answer it? Come on, quickly. Answer. Emmanuel is saying that folder contains file. Okay. So, okay. File. So, coming to the point of it, folder contains, okay, files. There is a lot of people are saving this part. Folder contains files. Hello, sir, అని నేను చెప్పాను కదా ఆల్రెడీ చెప్పాను కదా ఒకసారి. మళ్ళీ ఇదే సిస్టమ్ అంటే కష్టం. ఆల్రెడీ టైం అయిపోయింది. రండి ఈరోజు రండి. నెక్స్ట్ టైం ఐ డోంట్ అలౌ. మీరు జాగ్రత్త రావాలి. ఐ డోంట్ అలౌ నెక్స్ట్ టైం. అక్కడే కూర్చోండి, లాస్ట్లో కూర్చోండి. సిట్ ఇన్ ద లాస్ట్. నెక్స్ట్ టైం డోంట్ కమ్ లైక్ దిస్. సో coming to the point of it, 7:30, few seconds before you came. Left Ronnie and Aslav. So, what is the difference between folder and file name? Folder contains file name, or files contains records. So it's like, but the difference I'm asking, but every file does not contain records, but my Python file does not contain. Now I'm going to take up, follow me carefully. Now I'm giving, folder does not take, folder is also a file name. Folder is one of the file name. Folder is one of the file name. And it does not take any memory space. Does not take any memory space in secondary memory. Does not take any memory space in the secondary memory. That is called hard disk here. Whereas file name takes memory space. File name takes memory space in secondary memory. In secondary memory it takes file. So file name takes memory space in secondary memory. Now I will show you the difference. Go to the place. In our 7 a.m. only you take it. Files you take it. You observe it. This is called a file name. It is a Python program. These are all called Python programs. Takes what memory space? 2 KB, 1 KB. Like that memory space is taken or not? This is called what? Size. Folder does not take what? Memory space. Everybody will say, even child also will say folder contains file names. That is good. But folder doesn't take any memory space. File name will take the memory space. Online students, so very, very important. And if you say folder is one of the file name, it does not take any memory space in secondary memory, and it contains many files present in the folder. File name takes memory space in secondary memory, and that you already aware of that. Now I'm going to move to the further. This is about the small difference I'm giving it. You can have that kind of thing. Now I'm going to enter into how to create a folder. Go to the PyCharm now. So I'm going to talk about it. OS based operations. Let us close this part. So close this now. So here, go to 7am files. There I'm going to take up 7am files. I'm going to take up now. Program for creating folder. So folder create example.py. Folder create example.py. So there I'm going to write it. Import OS. There in OS, to create a folder, we have a function name called what you know? mkdir. What is this mkdir stands for? Make directory. What is an alternative name for folder? Directory. Directory is nothing but folder name. So the function name is called mkdir. What is the way to write it? What is the syntax? os.mkdir. You need to pass what? File names. That file name is nothing but what I said? Folder name. So already I said that every folder name is one of the file name, which is going to take does not take any memory space in the secondary memory. So that folder name is nothing but what name? That file name is nothing but folder name. How to create it? os.mkdir. I will write it KVR here. What is the KVR? I am writing just KVR here to create a folder in where current working machine itself. Because I am not specifying the path now. It is created in where itself. In this location only. It will be created here only. So I'm going to take up the path. I'm going to write it. So here I'm going to write it. Print. I'm going to take it. mkdir. I'm going to take up now. Folder created successfully. Very fine. So I'm going to write it. So run this now. You try to execute, and here we are going to take up what? Folder created successfully. If you observe here, folder created successfully. What is created here? KVR is created. So KVR is created here. Folder created successfully. So is it a folder created or not? Yes. If I try to run once again, it will give you what? File exist error. Why? Remember, every folder name is a file name. Then you can get the command over the subject. If I try to create once again, you will get what? File exist error. Why? It was already created. File exist error. So I'm going to write it. Exception also here. Exception I'm writing except file exist error. File exist error. So there I'm writing print of what? Folder already exist. Folder already exist. Folder already exist. So I'm going to write it. I think so. Folder already exist. So it cannot be created. Suppose you want to create in the C drive, for example. This is the C drive. I want to create one folder name. So how do you create a folder in the C drive? Go to the location. You say simply C colon, like this you write it. So this KVR folder created in where? C drive. So create it, folder created successfully. So you go to the C drive and see this now. See here, KVR created or not? KVR created. Inside the KVR, if you want to create one more folder, you have to go for it. How do you create one more folder? You have to say double slashes. I can say Python here or HYD I am writing it. So before creating HYD, first it will see is the KVR is there or not. MKDIR will create one folder at a time. One folder at a time. One folder only it will create. All of them need to listen carefully. So one folder at a time it will create. It can't create two folders at a time. So subfolder will be created. Let me go to that. Create it. Go to the place and observe it. C colon. Here I am going to write KVR. Inside of it, HYD is available. Inside the HYD, there is no data present over here. So coming to the point back, here I am going to write it. So it is created. Once again, if you run it, you will get file exist error here. File already exists, you got it. So done. Now I want to go for writing. This process is created. Suppose I'm writing directly something like this. I'm saying, but I'm writing India. Directly I'm writing India, and here I'm writing TS. I'm writing. This will not create. Why it won't create? Because the TS is trying to create. Before creating to TS, it will check what? India, which is not there here. Which is not there. So definitely in C colon India is not there. It's definitely in C colon India is not there. So finally it will give you what error? It will give you what error? See that file not found error will be coming. See that file not found error will come. Which one is the file not found error? India. So that will give you one more exception called file not found error. Except what is this? File not found error. So here I'm writing print of what is this now? File, that is folder, does not exist. Folder does not exist. To create a subfolder. To create subfolder. So you're trying to create a subfolder called a TS. That root folder does not exist. So here you will get it. Folder does not exist to create a subfolder. This is about what? MKDIR. So students in online, it is more clear. Clear? Next one more. Right up. Write a Python program. Write a Python program. Write a Python program which will create folders hierarchy. 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 So how to create folders hierarchy? That is our next task. It's very easy, not a difficult. So I'm going to write it. Look at on the screen. Here I'm going to write it. New. So here I'm writing folders hierarchy. Folder hierarchy create example.py. So there I'm trying to write it. Here I'm writing program for creating folders hierarchy. Folders hierarchy. So we use OS dot make dirs. Make dirs. So I will write it there. Folders hierarchy. Folders hierarchy. So I'm going to write it. Import OS. Import OS. There I'm going to write it. Import OS. OS dot make dirs. Make dirs. I'm going to write it. Writing here. Directly India. India. Here I'm writing India. Double slashes. TS. TS. Writing here. HYD. HYD. This I'm writing into C colon I am writing. In C drive I want to create. So here I'm going to write it. Folders hierarchy. Folders hierarchy. Hierarchy created. Folders hierarchy created. So here, if it is already existing, as usual, you will be getting exception. What is that exception? What is that exception? File exist error. So this is only the exception you will get it over here. Try to run it. As I already said, in C colon, there was no India, nothing is there. Now I want to go for running it. So let's run the class. Here I will run it. Here I'm going to say folders hierarchy created. Folders hierarchy created. Go to the place now here. Now I'm going to say India created. Inside the India, what is there? TS is created. Inside the TSS, there is a HYD. Inside the HYD, there is no data present in that. So this is called what? Folders hierarchy created. Are you following me? So similarly, you can create the same folders hierarchy in the current working folder itself. Here, KVR is the only one folder. I want to create it here also. How do you create it? Run this now. It is created here also. Now see, here, India. Inside the India TS, inside the TS, there is a HYD. This is known as what? Folders hierarchy created. Okay, done. So here, coming to the point of it, now I'm going to take up another type of concept. So this is, you understood how to create the folders hierarchy. If I run it once again, you will get what already? Folder already exists because this was already created here. Easy. So right now, next program. Next program. Write a Python program. Write a Python program. Write a Python program which will delete a folder. Which will delete a folder. Which will delete a folder. So how to delete a folder? That is my topic here. So to delete a folder, we need to go for what? Using function called what? RMDIR. What is the function name? RMDIR. So I'm going to write it. Simple, students. So here I'm writing folder. Here I'm writing folder delete. Delete dot py. Folder deleted dot py. So here I'm writing folder deleted dot py. Program for. So here I'm writing program for deleting a folder. Single folder, that is in the bracket, single folder. What is the function name? os.rmdir of what? File name I will write it. File name I'm writing it. File name. I wrote file name. So here I'm going to write it. Folder name I'm writing. Folder name. So how do you write it? Import os. Import os. Now I'm writing os.rmdir of. I'm going to write it. What is the folder name I'm writing here? KVR I said. KVR is available in the current working folder or not? This will be removed. Print off. What is this now? Folder removed. Remove one thing, student. If actually when you go to the OS level, normal, direct interacting with the OS level. For example, I'm having something like, something like one folder is there, for example, KVR DSA. Here there are some things are available. Some things are available. KVR full stack Python. Some things are available here. Bootstrap, CSS, these are the folders. You can remove this folder. How do you take one folder? One more folder you created. One more folder you created. I'm saying that something like this. Create a folder, new and folder. So I'm going to write it dummy. So I'm going to write dummy. Inside the dummy, I'm going to keep this file name here. Inside the dummy, I'm going to keep it here. This is the folder name. Inside the folder name, there is one file is there. So I can go to happily this dummy folder. I will write simply called what? You can delete that file. How? By using this right click, go to show more options, delete. So that will delete file name plus folder name completely removed. Because it is the own command of what? OS. But when you come to Python related instruction, Python is sending an instruction to the Windows OS saying that remove the folder name. Windows OS tell to Python instructs Python people, you cannot delete the folder name when that folder is containing any kind of file name. So you can't delete the folder which contains what name? File name. And only in the case of what? Any request is coming from other environment other than OS, type of restriction is provided. I hope you are following me. So since KVR does not contain any subthings inside of it, it will be removed. Suppose if it is containing India, I'm writing, for example, India, I'm writing it, India. India already contains what? One file is there. What is that file? TS. Every folder name is also one file name. TS. TS contains one HYD. You will be getting error. What that error is coming? OS error will be coming. OS error. Look at that now. I'm going to pass it simply. What that error came? OS error. So I think you are understanding. So the directory is not empty. So you make sure that it should be empty. What should I do now? Right. I'm going to write it. Here I'm going to take up except what is this now? File OS error. So I'm writing OS error. I hope you are following me. What is that? Folder. And folder contains some file name. Folder contains some file name. So try to run this. So ensure that it should be empty. So I will do what now? What I will do? India. Inside of India, there you are having TS. TS also will give you error. Why? TS is containing one more subfile called what? HYD. Error will come once again. Folder contains some file name. Now I'm writing what here? HYD I'm writing. That time only it removes. HYD does not contain anything. So it will remove what now here? HYD only will be removed. It cannot remove the other folders. So RMDIR will remove what only? One folder only it will remove. It can't remove the multiple folders. Are you following me? So let us run this now. See good. Folder removed. Which folder removed? That is an important. India. India contains TS. TS does not contain HYD now. Are you following me? If I run it once again, you will get error. Do you have HYD folder inside of TS? No. Which error? File not found error. Because every folder name is one of the file name. You will get file not found error. File not found error. But it is containing folder contains some file name. That means file not found error also taken care by what? OS error only. That's why I will write it. Except what it is now? File not found error. I will write it. Now you see folder, specified folder, specified folder, specified folder does not exist. Now you see. Try to run now. But that specified folder does not exist. I think you are following me. Now you mention only this India. Now you mention only India. You will get what? OS error. Try to say here what is error. Folder contains some file name. I think you are following me. So if I go to KVR here, it is KVR here. It is available here. It is a single file. It is removed successfully. Now you see that folder removed. Now here KVR is removed here. I think it is more clear. Correct. If you want to create the folder from C drive, there is a KVR that I want to remove. How do you remove? C colon you write it like this. You try to run it. So go to the folder contains some file name. It is saying. So is there any folder name contains some file name inside? You check it out. Yes. KVR contains some file name called what? HYD. That HYD I want to remove. One more is there. I think you go to somewhere else. Rosam. Rosam does not contain anything. You remove that. Go to the place. Here I am going to write it. Here I am writing Rosam. And the file name, when you are mentioning file name or folder name, it is not a case sensitive. You can read small letters also, no problem. Try to run it. It is perfectly removed. Go to the place of C colon. Go to the place of C colon. What is not there? Rosam is not there. I hope you are following me. So this is about the folder name called what? RMDIR. Similarly, I want to go for creating what? Delete folders hierarchy. Write a Python program. Write a Python program which will create, which will delete, you write, which will delete folders hierarchy, 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 folders hierarchy. Okay, there I am writing it. So there I am going to write it. Program for, here I am writing it. Program for deleting, program for deleting folders hierarchy. How do you go for it? Faster. Make means opposite. What is that? Opposite. Remove DIRs. Remove DIRs, you need to pass this one. So simply I will go for folders. This one I will take it. As usual, I will take out. Here I'm going to take up. Here, folders this one. Import. Here I'm writing. Remove DIRs. Remove DIRs. So I'm going to take up. Same thing. Folders hierarchy. Removed. Removed. So what is the exception? What is the exception coming? OS error. File not found error will come. File not found error will come. Whatever exceptions are there, same exceptions will be coming here also. Same exceptions will be coming here also. File not found error, OS error, folder hierarchy removed. What is that now I'm writing here? C column India and then only TS. This is only I'm having India and TS. In this case, see what is happening. So try to run this. It is gone. Folder hierarchy removed. Here everything gone. So go to that. Try to run once again. You will get what? File not found error. Run this. Specified folder does not exist. You got it. Removed. Now I'm going to specify C drive. Go to C drive. There is a KVR. Inside of that KVR, HYD is there. You would go once to that place here. C colon. Now I'm writing here KVR here. There I'm going to write it double slashes KVR here. What happens in this case? It is going to be folder contains some file name. So that time I'll go for what? Complete thing you need to mention it. What is that now? HYD now. So HYD it is containing. It will be removed completely. So that entire path I'm going to run this now. It is gone. It is removed. So finally, it is completed. There is no KVR here available. India is available here. TS is available. HYD is available. If you want, you can remove completely this part. So go to that. Out of that, you can mention it like this. You can remove that. It is gone. Folder hierarchy removed. So here, of course, check it out whether it is removed or not. Here it is. India, it is removed. But it is saying that syntactical error. It is saying that invalid syntax /I. It is mentioning that they are expecting to mention what? Double slashes. Are you following me? So this is about what? Remove DIRs. Remove DIRs. It is removed. So online students, what is the function name here? What is the function name? Make DIRs. Make DIRs. Remove DIRs. Remove DIRs. Next I want to go for what? Remove a file name. I want to remove a file name from the given place. So we are removing a folder. We are removing the folders hierarchy. We are deleting the folder. We are creating the folders hierarchy. All sorts of things are removed. Now I'm removing a file name I'm going to take up. How do you remove a file name? I'm going to take up here. Very simple. So how do you remove a file name? I'm going to enter into that. Right up. Open the notes. Write a Python program. Write a Python program which will remove a file name, which will remove a file name, which will remove a file name, which will remove a file name. Okay. Now look at that program for deleting a folder you have seen. Now I'm going to see program for deleting a file name. For deleting a file name, I'm going to write it. file name file name removal, file name removal dot py. So there I'm going to take up. So here program for removing a file name, removing a file name. Here I'm going to write it. There I'm going to take it. File name removal dot py. So there I'm going to take up import OS, import OS. There I'm going to write it. OS dot the file function name is called what? Remove. What is the syntax? OS dot remove of what I need to pass? File name only. File name must be only file name. It should not be a folder. What is the file name I want to remove in this case? For example, something like stud.data is there. I want to remove. For example, stud.data I want to remove. Or some sample.data I want to remove. Whichever file you want, you delete it. There I'm going to write it. Sample.data I'm writing. This will be removed. Print of what? File removed. File removed. There I will take. If that file name does not exist, you will get what? Which one? File. File not found error will come. File not found error will come. So here I will write file does not exist. File does not exist. File does not exist. So here I am going to write it. File does not exist. File removed. Sample.data. File does not exist. We are going to get it. So here trying to say file name removal.py. So there I am trying to take up. So see this today, sample.data, it's simply removed. So take care, file removed. There is no sample.data here. If you try to run once again, you will get what? This error will come. Exception. File does not exist. File does not exist, we got it. So finally, I'm going to conclude this. So file does not exist, we got it. Now I'm going to move to the further. So here os.remove of print of file removed it. This part, if the file name does not exist, you will get what? File not found error. Clear? So remove can remove only file name. It cannot remove folders. So here the function name is what? Remove of. What is this? File name. It can't remove folder names. So rename a folder or file name. Again, I'm going to rename a file name or folder. So how do you go for removing it? Very, very simple. Renaming a folder. How do you rename? There is a function name called rename. Rename. We can write it. File name I can write it. As well as what I can write it. Folder name also I can write it. Any one of it I can write it. Either file name or folder name. That we will take care of it. Right. Open the notes. Write a Python program. Write a Python program. Write a Python program which will create, which will rename you, right? Which will rename a folder, or which will rename a folder. First we'll go for rename a folder or file name. Rename a folder or file name. Which will rename a file name or folder name or file name. Anything is okay. Two programs I will write it. So let us go to the further point here. I will go for what I do is there is a folder create. There is a folder create here. So I'll create one folder, student. What is that now? India. I want to create one folder name called India here. So this is India created in the same folder here. So it is created. India created here. Okay. Let it be. Now I'll go to the further. Where is my topic now? Rename a folder. Folder rename. .py. Folder rename .py. There I'm going to write it. So program for, here I'm writing. Program for renaming a folder. Renaming a folder. What is that? OS dot rename of folder name I will write it. Folder name I will write it. Folder name I will write it. How do you do that? Folder name .py. So there I'm going to say import OS. Import OS. I'm writing right. OS dot rename of old folder name. Old folder name. Syntax is rename of old folder name, comma what? Old folder name, comma new folder name. New folder name. You need to take it. OS dot rename of old folder name, comma what? New folder name. OS dot rename of what I will say? India. India. I'm writing, comma. I'm writing here Bharat. I just wrote like this. What is this India is called SRC, source automatically coming. What is this DST called? Destination. That means you are renaming this India to this place. So here I'm writing print of what? What happens? Folder renamed. Folder renamed. Folder renamed. Suppose if the source does not exist, you will get which exception? File not found exception, you will get it. So where is that? Yes. Folder does not exist. Folder does not exist. Try to run it. So students, what happens here? Already it is changed as what? Bharat. Understand? If you run once again, student, what happens you see? What happens you see? Folder does not exist, you get it. This folder does not exist. So if I want to get original back, as usual, I want to get it back. I want to get it back, student. What I will do is, I will write it here. I will write it here like this. I wrote it. What happens? I'm getting back to India. Are you following? This is the way how you can rename a folder. Very, very simple. Online students, I hope it is more comfortable for you. And I want to go for renaming a file name also. I want to go for it. Renaming a file name. So how do you go for it? New and file name, file rename .py. File rename .py. So there I'm going to write it. Program for renaming a file. renaming a file. So there I'm writing os dot rename of, what is this now? Old file name, comma what? New file name, new file name. There I'm going to write it. File name dot py. I wrote it. Import os. So there I will write it, right? Os dot, I'm going to take up rename of, what is this now? Take something like this. Here I'm having something like HYD info is there. So HYD info. This HYD info contains what you see. It is containing Python related information is available. So I will write it as what? Python.info. So HYD.info file is renamed as what? Python.info dot data. I want to go for like this. This I want to go for like this. So that time automatically it will come to where? Letter called P. It will come to alphabetical order, letter called P. In this place it will be coming. So how do you do that? Go to it. What I'm doing there? HYD.info, comma, Python.info.data. Take your own extension, whatever you like it. So there I will write it. Print of what here? File name renamed. File name renamed. So there I'm writing except. What is this now? File not found error. Print of what here? File name does not exist. File name does not exist. File name does not exist. I'm writing it. Try to run this. File name renamed. So here file Python info.data. You want to see that? You can double click on this. You got the data like this. So here, go to this. If you want to get it back to HYD info, you can happily go to the place and try to write this. So try to write like this. Got it. Once again, you will be getting back to the previous place only. Are you getting or not? This is the way how you can rename a file, rename a folder. So file rename and a folder rename. Both of them are going to contain the same thing. Are you following me? Yes. Now, what the here? File name renaming as well as folder name renaming. This is related to rename a folder. Next, I want to go for what? Listing the files in a folder. Okay, important. Write a Python program. Yes, Ranjan Patra. Deleted file or folder will remove permanently. Here, it is removed permanently. The file which we removed removed permanently here. Not put it into the recycle bin. Okay, Ranjan Patra. Sajan Vasan. Sajan student. Sorry, is renaming possible with images? 100% possible, student. File name itself is called what? Anything is possible. Suppose here Python faculty.png. It is an image. You can change it. No issue about it. You can write it something like that. Python faculty.png. PNG. So you can take it as what? Something like caviar.png. You can do that. So here Python faculty.png. So here that is file name renamed. Is it made as .png or not? Yes. That is the one we need to take care about it. Now you go for other things. Write on that. Write a program, write a Python program, which will write a Python program, which will list the files in a folder, which will list the files in a folder, which will list the files in a folder. Now, Pratik Gupta is asking one question. My dear student, please apply your intelligence. Please apply. When you put the doubt, now you should respond. So, if we rename file name, will it affect the data? Just to see that what that question is. First of all, the data depends on file name. So, my dear student, Pratik Gupta, if you change the file name, will it affect the data? My dear student, please take care by yourself. Once if I changed my name as something like caviar.png, is it affected anything? Any face cut changes, hairstyle changes, any short legs become hands, so hands becomes leg like that. So something, if you ask the doubt now, people should feel that, yes, it should be genuine doubt like that. Pratik Gupta, are you there? Are you there? Now I will move to the subject. So here, Pratik Gupta, take care. Now I'll go to the listing the files in a folder. How do you get the list in a files in a folder? So Pratik Gupta got it. So when somebody asks the doubt now, it should be, doubt is like this. People should say like that. If people attacking on you, that is a very dangerous doubt. People should appreciate. So based on your doubt, your talent will come out. And the opposite person can decide your talent. Correct or not? That's why. Of course, you can ask any doubt, but before asking, you should think twice. That is my point. Okay. List the files in a folder. How do you list the files in a folder? Write in the code. Write in the question. Okay. Look at that. Now I want to find out the folders here, file names here. So I will take out one more file name here. What is that file name now? I'm writing list files. I'll write files listing example1.py. Files listing example1.py. Program for listing the files listing the files in a folder. Listing the files in a folder. So import OS dot list files or list dir. List dir is a function name. There I need to specify the path of the folder. Path of the folder. You must specify the path of the folder. To list the files, you must specify the folder name. Because folder name contains what? Lot of files. So I'm going to pass the folder name. What is the folder name I'm passing? For example, here I'm going to pass it E colon. Here I'm going to write it. Here I'm going to write it 7 a.m. So coming to the point of it, files here, these are my files, correct or not? These are my files. And not only this one, you can take anything. Suppose 11 a.m. is there. 11 a.m. or 11 a.m. is the recent batch started. Suppose KVR reels or otherwise, I'll take something. Here you take it. So 4 p.m. you take it. There is something like, display data. Under display data, no files are there. Data read, you take it. These are my files. I will take up that. Here I'm passing the complete path of it. Here I'm writing E double quotes, double S and something like this I'm writing. Here I'm writing OS dot list dir, which is going to give you what are all the files and folders are present inside of this folder will be returning to you in the form of what? List it is going to return. So I'm going to write files. What is that? Files is an object. It is a variable name. Of which type it is? Class list. Class list it is called. Class list. I'm going to take it class list. So how do you do that? So print it. If it is not there, files I'm talking, type of files you type it first. Type of files. If it is not there, you will get what here? Try I'm getting. Here I'm writing, except here. What is this now? File not found error. So there I'm writing. What is this? Folder does not exist. Folder does not exist. Folder does not exist. Does not exist, you will get it. This folder does not exist, so that you will get it. If folder is there, it will list the files. If that folder is not there, you will get folder does not exist. Since it is there, it takes all its files and folders inside of it in the form of what? List type. Try to run this. Which type? List type. Sir, you just try to print, sir. You try to print. Now I'm writing the things, sir. How many are present you want to find out? You can find out also. How do you find out that? Comma. What is that? LEN of what? Files. How many are there in that? You can find out. So how many are there? 11 are there. You can count it. So here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11. Because file name is, folder name is also one file name. So here you are getting 11 that you print it. Here you simply say what here? Files. So list of values are printed here. Students, observe it. It is printed. Circle.py, data read example.py. All of them are going to containing. Even the notes is also containing. Folder name also containing. I think you are following me. Now, how do you print that? Now I'm going to write it. Here I'm writing like this. List of files. Print of what? List of files. List of files. So there I'm going to write it. Here I'm writing like this. So here I'll print it. How do you print? For file name in where? Files. Print of what? \t. Format of what name? File name. So you can write it at the end of it like this. Try to run, students. You are getting complete files. Number of files you are getting. You want to print number of files? Print. Number of files. Number of files is equal to comma what? LN of what? Files. Try to run this. Number of files are called what? 11. So here one more doubt Pratik Gupta is saying. That's why actually I don't want to answer that, but he's asking again. Sir, what factors can affect the file performance? What is this? What factors can affect the file system performance? Am I doing anything I'm doing on that? So, my dear student, take care by yourself. Take care by yourself. This is my advice. What I'm talking and what you are explaining, I'm not getting. If you say anything, I will also learn. So, if you say anything, I will also learn here. Okay? Come to the point back. So, here, I think you are following me. Understood? Now, I want to list out. It is going to give you total files here are coming. But I want to list only Python files I want to print. Python files. Only Python files I want to print. How do you print only Python files from this place? Here I will take it. Take care now. I'm going to take care about here. Here. Go to the place. 2.py. I will carry this now. This entire thing I will get it. This I'm going to write it. Ashif, very good. So here I'm going to take it. Listing the Python files only. Python files in a folder. Take any folder name. Now I'm going to take up. Before printing the file name, I'm going to check it. If file name ends with I'm writing .py, ends with .py, Such file names only I want to print. If you want to print a number of Python files, NOP is equal to 0, you increment NOP is equal to NOP plus 1. Total number of files, total number of files, total number of files, and in that number of Python files, number of Python files is equal to, comma, what I'm doing now, I will write NOP. NOP I'm writing. Take care. It is going to give you how many Python files? Only Python files are coming. Out of total number of 11 things, you are getting what? 10. If you want, go to previous one. This one you see files listing example 1.py. If you take it, files listing example 1.py. If I take it, here I'm going to write it. So here files I will take up here. So coming to this place now, files listing 1.py. If you run it, it was done. Nodes also came here. Totally 11 are there. But when you go for listing 2, if you go for it, you are going to get it what? Number of only Python files are coming. I think you are getting it. Understood? Now, like that, you can pass not only this one, you can pass any file name also, you can pass it. So in general, I will write it, enter the folder name to print the files. In general, I will write it. Here I'm writing 3.py, 3.py. Here I'm writing 3.py. Here I'm going to write it. So take care, 3.py. There I'm going to take it. Program for listing the files. Program for listing the files by accepting the file names, by accepting the folder name from keyboard, by accepting the file name from keyboard. So here I will write it. So there I will write it. What I'm getting? Folder name is equal to input of enter. What is this? Folder name. Enter any folder name. Enter any folder name. So what is this now? We are getting the folder name. That folder name I want to pass to which file? Listing the files I want to pass it. How do I pass it? Here I'm writing. As usual, you try to take it. As usual, you try to take it. This is a listing one. I will take it. This part you carry. Here you take it 3. Here I'm trying to write it. This you try to remove. So here you write importing OS in the first place. Here you try to write it. This line also you try to write below. Here I'm going to write it. Here. That folder name I'll mention here. Folder name I'm saying. The rest of them are going to be safe. Are you able to follow now? This is going to be a file names. We are printing the file names here. So coming to the point of it, here I'm going to take up this kind of thing is present here. Now I'm going to write it. Here I'm going to take up, run this code. Enter into that. Here I'm going to write it. Enter any folder name. I'm going to take up something like this. Enter any folder name. I'm going to take up. Try to run. What is my present folder? This one only I want to pass it. This one. 7 a.m. examples I want to take up. 7 a.m. example folder complete path is what here? Complete path is what here? This one is available here. What is that available here? This entire things are going to come. This entire things are going to come. Are you following me? So coming to this place, now I want to enter into this place. Go to the C colon. Go to the C colon. Users. Here we are. Under that PyCharm projects. As a part of that, what is that example? 7 a.m. exam. 7 a.m. Files example. Under that, I want to pass it. I want to get it. There I'm trying to enter something like this. So say dot here, students. Enter that complete thing. That time you need not write a double slashes here because you are reading from that. And you are getting totally how many are available? 63 files are available here. Are you following me? So you have to filter the data. You have to filter the data. From this, you have to filter the data. That's all. That filtering part you will be getting like this. So I hope that you are understanding how to filter it. So how to filter it? If you want to get it on your own, the filtering is concerned, you can go for writing 4.py. If you want only Python files to be taken up, you can write it. But I already mentioned it. Once again, I'm trying to write it. Any sort of things, if you want, any other kind of files, whichever choice you want, you can take it. How do I write it? Here only I can pass it. That things you have written. One more logic is what here I will say file name and a .py. .py. What is the .py? One is you done with what ends with. One more logic is what? It is the file name is the str data. -1, -2, -3. From -3 to last, it is going to contain .py. You can write one more logic. For that logic only I'm writing. File name of -3 colon is equal to what is that? .py. There I'm writing it. .py. So here it is going to contain that file name. If you want, you can write an NOP is equal to NOP plus 1. Plus 1 you can write it. That NOP I'm going to take it is equal to 0. I'm taking. If you want, you can write it here also, no issue. So here. So NOP. So there I will write a number of Python files. Number of Python files. On file equal to no. Total number of files it is. So here we are going to get it. So here you enter it. So get this folder name. This entire thing you get it. Try to say. So got it. 64. So there are a lot of only Python files are available. Suppose if you want to take only starts with F, only file name starts with file name E, for example, you can do that also. What is that now? For example, file name dot starts with what I want to starts with. I will write it E. I will write E. E. E means what? It can be EMP or enable or something else. E. Done. You just try to print that. You just try to print it. Enter that entire thing. You try to see that what are printed starting with E only. Are you following? Like that. So starts with, ends with are the very important things. String functions are basically very strong point, students. Like this, you can use this listing the files. I hope you are following. This is about concept of what? Listing the files. So what is this? List dir. This is the function name. So list dir we use to pass the folder name. Any file name you pass it, you will be getting that folders here. Understood? So this is related to concept of files, which we did completely about these files. All the things has done. With this, files topic is completed. Next,